News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Fugitive successfully captured. Good morning, everyone. This is Montana Morning. It's Thursday, September 10th, 2015. Right now, the sky is mostly clear. We have 46 degrees in Missoula. Our newscast this morning, sponsored by Transport Equipment, your headquarters for RV service maintenance and repair at 9300 Inspiration Drive. Call 541-9097. Lewis and Clark County Sheriff Leo Dutton told KGVO News yesterday fugitive murder suspect Brendan Meismer was apprehended late yesterday afternoon inside a small trailer on Black Sandy Loop in the state park north of Helena. I'm going to play you the full interview I did with Sheriff Leo Dutton just hours after the capture yesterday.
Today we had a plan to do a very focused and very intense search, starting from the area where he was last seen. And we went from door to door in an area that is very remote and difficult to move through. We were conducting searches. There was a team that was following what we felt was his original trail. And these were put together by several clues that we had. This team happened to stop and looked, and there was a little homemade trailer that was made of tin, and one of the deputies went to look at it because he'd seen it before, but this time the door was open. As he approached the door about 5:45, he spotted the suspect, Brandon, inside. There was a SWAT team that was right there as they were doing their sweep. This was their area, and they moved in. He did not resist. He was completely exhausted. He had not eaten or drank any water for 2 days. So they provided him medical care. They immediately started giving him water, rehydrated. The Cascade County SWAT team had a doctor on their team, so he was provided immediate attention, and he was taken to St. Peter's Hospital, and will quite possibly he'll be taken to our facility where he'll be arraigned tomorrow.
All right. Now, Sheriff, specifically, where was he found? What part of, was it the Black Sandy State Park?
In the 6900 block of Black Sandy Loop, which was about a mile and a half from where he had fled down the mountain by the Hauser Dam area. I want to say that this was an excellent example of cooperation between local, state, and federal agencies partnering together for a common goal of public safety, and they did extraordinary. Every one of them is tired but elated today, and they did an extremely good job of just relentless pressure. Brandon was completely exhausted. He had nowhere to go, just that complete pressure from the air, the constant moving of us in the area held him there, and I can't thank these people enough. The community brought food, the businesses donated food and water, and the citizens were great. I really appreciate it.
That's Lewis and Clark County Sheriff Leo Dutton. I got a chance to know him pretty well the last couple of days. So an excellent effort by a fine group of law enforcement officers. Again, Brandon Meismer is successfully in custody. Former Republican Montana State Legislator Corey Stapleton has decided to run for the Secretary of State, a seat currently held by Democrat Linda McCulloch. Stapleton says the biggest change he'd bring to the office is his perspective on the state land board.
I do think there's an important difference typically between the Republicans and the Democrats on the land board, which is one of the important functions. And the Democrats have controlled the land board for quite a while. 4-1. We need to get 3-2 at least with Republicans in order to control the agenda, which maximizes the revenue of natural resources.
Stapleton says he'd run the office without much of an agenda, more like a referee, but he says he has big questions about the large number of Montana voters that fell off the voting rolls this year.
Both Republicans and Democrats who live in our state need to think about their Secretary of State as being pretty unbiased in terms of enforcing the integrity of our elections, which is actually why I was pretty concerned that we dropped off 52,000 voters out of our voting files this year, and there has not been a conversation about that.
On the Democratic side, current state auditor Monica Lindeen has hinted at running for the Secretary of State's position after McCullough is termed out of office this year. It's almost been 14 years since the World Trade Center towers fell in New York City, and yet the sights and sounds of that horrific day feel permanently pressed on the American psyche. What you're about to hear is live coverage from September 11, 2001 from NBC's Today Show, just seconds after the second plane hit the towers.
Do you know if there were many people in the building?
Oh, another one just hit. Something else just hit. A very large plane just flew directly over my building, and there's been another collision. Can you see it? I can see it on this shot.
Oh, my.
Something else has
You know what? We just saw a plane circling the building.
I've never seen any. It looks like a movie. I saw a large plane, like a jet, go immediately headed directly into the World Trade Center. It just flew into it, into the other tower, coming from south to north. I watched the plane fly into the World Trade Center.
Tomorrow, the nation will gather to memorialize the fallen and show their gratitude to the guardians that ran toward the flames and smoke that fateful day. Missoula will be no different. Susan Campbell-Renaud with the United Veterans Council says the Missoula Never Forget service will take place at 7 o'clock tomorrow night at Rose Memorial Park.
We are going to plant 2,986 American flags, and then we have a whole slew of beautiful honor and color guards that will walk in a procession and pay tribute to the young men, women, and children that died at the hands of Islamic terrorists.
The firefighters and EMTs who died in the 9/11 attack will be a focus of this year's service. The names of those who died on 9/11 will be read by retired Missoula rural firefighter Tom Ziegler. 343 firefighters and EMTs died almost instantly when the towers fell 14 years ago. New charges have emerged against a Tennessee man recently released from the Missoula County Jail. Authorities are asking for the public's help in locating him. Sheriff's Department spokeswoman Brenda Bassett said Grant Dillon was released on Sunday.
He was released from our detention facility, and the officer informed us that they had been inputting warrants for Dalton but weren't able to get them entered before he was released.
Bassett outlined the new charges.
In short, Dalton was accused of severely beating an elderly person, and right now he has warrants for theft and assault totaling $54,000. The last he was driving was a silver 2006 Subaru Outback.
And it has Tennessee plates. Newstalk Times 612.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Another sunny and pleasant day around the Missoula area. Should be a nice morning. Mostly clear skies. A few patchy clouds in the afternoon, and we'll get into the lower 80s. I'm meteorologist Matt Gray for KCI 13, your first alert station.